Hey everyone, it's Riley. I have kind of a sad video to share with you. I don't really feel like doing my normal introduction. To be honest, I'm in a really sour mood right now. There was a terrible event that happened in Kansas City yesterday, and it was not one that I attended, so I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat because if you weren't there, you don't know exactly what happened. So I'm admitting that right now. I'm going to tell you what I've heard from news and what I've heard from friends that were there or know people that were there at the time. There's this guy named Michael Knowles, and he is a very right-wing, extreme person. I don't know a lot about him, but he shares really strong views about what he thinks, and he was doing a talk at the University of Missouri, Kansas City called Women Are Not Men. So, kind of with that title, it shows it was a pretty transphobic topic, and I don't even know what the whole speech entailed, but I know from a few weeks back that it really angered the trans community, that university was going to host that talk, and there's been talk about like a protest, a silent protest, like different things they were planning like an inclusion bash at the end of it. So I had intention to go, but I ended up being like really tired, so I didn't end up going. But I found out this morning that it didn't end up being a very silent protest. And they had a bunch of trans people come in, Michael Knowles didn't know about it, and they were sitting there listening, and then the plan was that after so much time, they would get up and stand and walk out silently, kind of just to show that, of course, they're not supportive and that, these are the people that they're talking so badly about. And I'm going to put the video of what I'm talking about, on this so you can actually see instead of... Sometimes I'm not the best at describing things. But anyway, so instead of that happening, it turned into quite a yelling protest. People that were in the room yelled a lot of things at him, and as they were walking out, they did more. And I guess there was this guy who had a mask on, and I shouldn't say guy, I don't know who it was, a person that had a mask on, and sprayed some kind of substance from a water gun at Michael Knowles. From the videos I've seen, it doesn't look like Michael was covered with whatever the substance is, but sprayed, I guess, is what happened. So then that person who did that was tased by the police and then arrested, and you can see that in the video that I'll link. It's pretty aggressive, so if if it's going to trigger you, you definitely do not want to watch it. You probably don't even want to watch this video that I'm saying right now, because this is a very upsetting event. So after that, a lot of other people exited or were pushed out of the room. There were 2 people that were holding the doors open that were also pepper sprayed. I didn't see that in the videos, but someone told me that it happened, and I don't think either of these people were being aggressive towards the police or Michael Knowles, but they were pepper sprayed anyway. And it's, like I said, it's hard for me to know exactly what happened, but it was just way out of control, and it's extremely upsetting for our community right now here in Kansas City. And I'm not saying that I agree with anything that was done. I think protests should definitely be peaceful and silent, but at the same time, give you Stonewall, for example. That wasn't silent and peaceful. Sometimes you have to have force to make a point, and I know those trans people were sitting there for a good 15 minutes listening to this guy talk, and before they were even there, they were mad that the university was even sponsoring this event. So if they ended up being more aggressive than they planned on, I'm not going to call them out on it. You know, I think they're courageous for even being there in the first place. I'm going to relate this all to the topic we're talking about this week in some way. And, you know, I think sharing what happened is more important than me necessarily talking about every stereotype, because I think this kind of event happened because of negative stereotypes of trans people. Trans people are perverts. Trans people are confused. Trans people, you know, are mentally ill. All of those stereotypes are what brought people and Michael Knowles to say what he did, brought people to this event. They are so interested in trying to prove that we are not valid as people. I don't know why you would go out of your way to care so much about a group that isn't even you. And what I really want to know is, you know, when people have those stereotypes about trans people, do they even know trans people? Like, have they ever met someone before? Because if you have, you would know that it's so not true. The only people that have those stereotypes are people that are so close-minded and they won't even, like, meet someone. I mean, trans people are some of the kindest, most amazing people I've ever met. I mean, really, they're not any different than cisgender people when it comes to their character and their personality. It blows my mind that a group of people would choose to come out on a Thursday evening just to listen and, like, basically pick at a group of people that already have such a high rate of suicide, who today are being banned in the military, who have so many obstacles already, and then you want to just nitpick us even more? I mean, seriously, get alive. You know, there's people out there that I don't agree with, but I can't see myself going out of my way to, you know, spread the hate even more. I mean, I'm not really like someone that dislikes anyone, but if I was, I don't see why it affects you. It's like when people saying, oh, we can't have marriage equality because that's gonna, you know, do this and that. It's like, now we've had it, you know, for however many years, and has it changed your marriage? Like, no, not at all. Has it changed the United States in a negative way? No, not at all. And it's really sad, you know, fear just goes, you know, fear fuels hate, is what I'm trying to say. Fear fuels hate. Because why else are you being so hateful towards us? And going back to the event, it was so terrible the way it turned out. I wish it wouldn't have turned that way. But there are so many people that are working against us that I can see why someone would retaliate in that. And I'm sorry if this has gone on too long. I'm gonna cut it off here. I don't want to say too much because, like I've said a million times now, I was not there, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I had to get this rant off my chest. You know, share this video I'm going to link on here. I'm also going to link the news article. There's a few different videos. I'm going to put some stuff down there. So share it, talk about it. I'm trying to come up with a way right now to get some kind of positivity out of this, because this is not making trans people, LGBT people, allies in the community feel good right now, especially where I am. And I know it's a sour day in general because of the trans military ban. So, you know, if you're one of those people out there struggling, always feel free to drop me a line. I am willing to talk to anybody. And, you know, thanks for watching our content, and keep up with it, share it, talk about this, you know, talk to family and friends, tell them to pass it on. We have to get this hate to stop for all people. It's just terrible. And with that, I'm gonna go. Alright, bye.